couldn't be happier. Ah. After a year of anticipation, Wicked for Good is here. This is the sequel to 2024's film Wicked, which is an adaptation of the 2003 Broadway play, which adapts Gregory Maguire's 1995 novel, Wicked, The Life and Times of the Wicked Witch of the West, which is also an adaptation of L. Frank Baum's novel, The Wizard of Oz. Alright, I think I got all of it in there. You keeping up? Ladies and gents, I'll just say this, the first Wicked blew me away. I have nothing against musicals. I feel like it always takes a moment when I'm in the theater to kind of, suspend your disbelief and kind of be like, okay, yeah, we're singing half the time. So my wife said she wanted to go in 2024. I'm like, sure, I'll go. But part of it was just to be nice to her, and I was a little curious, but I left that theater just going... It was so good. I felt so pumped. Elphaba on that broom singing her song. I don't know what you listen to at the gym, but between Wicked and K-pop Demon Hunters, I'm getting swole. So Wicked for Good is about the follow-up to Wicked, where basically we see Elphaba becoming the Wicked Witch of the West. Or at least that's what the Wizard and Madame Morrible want everyone to believe. Madame Morrible. Rhymes with horrible. Coincidence? I think not. We see everyone in their new roles. Elphaba fighting against basically the animal slavery or animal segregation, whatever is going on. And Glinda, apparently siding with the Wizard and Madame Morrible because she wants to keep the peace and keep people happy, but also, I think we all know she likes the attention. And then we got Fiyero. Oh, Fiyero. If you have a partner or a loved one or a wife, maybe cover their eyes during the Fiyero part, or they might come down with the Fiyero syndrome. But if you do have a wife, dry her eyes. He won't be interested. So husbands out there, never fear. Jonathan Bailey is not a threat. Well, he is, but he's not. You get what I'm saying. But speaking of Fiyero, he's in a confusing role, trapped between two decisions. And if you want to find out more, just go see the movie yourself. What, you're too manly? Can't go see a musical? Can't go watch some women sing? It's 2025, people. Come on. So with how fantastic the first film was, does this sequel hold up? Does Wicked for Good recreate those feelings and excitement we had with the original film? Together, are these movies unlimited? Gotta work on my dubbing voiceover. As for my thoughts with this sequel, I felt it was a pretty solid sequel. It definitely got darker. The themes they hit in the first one with the segregation of the animals and everyone hating the Wicked Witch, well, we just dive further into that. And this movie really asks a lot of questions. It kind of redefines the roles of good and evil and makes it a lot more gray. We see the impact the world can have on good and evil and the decisions we make, as well as how our decisions, whether for good or evil, impact the world. There's tragedy, there's sacrifice, and it definitely had me thinking for a simple PG musical, it really wasn't that simple. Sure, we're in a magic land and it's about good versus evil, but I had myself looking at characters like Glinda thinking, okay, why is she making these choices? What is she thinking? Is she redeemable? And people stuck in the middle. So yeah, like I said, had me thinking. And also dived into the whole good narrative. Like, what does it mean to be good? And how do propaganda and societal issues and politics define what is good? Oh, and if you haven't noticed yet, yeah, I got glasses. Turns out I don't have 20/20 vision. But how do they look? That's how people clean them, right? Is this gonna help me be
popular?
Nah, if you couldn't tell, these are Elphaba's glasses. She let me borrow them for this review. I know, right? That's how popular I'm getting. This film keeps the solid visuals from the first movie. Things are colorful, things look beautiful. They use some great practical sets, which I always appreciate. I feel like you can always see when a movie is just all CGI, but this one does a good mixture of CGI and practical. It's kind of what I appreciate about the Disney Star Wars films. I know people hate Disney for it, but what I can't deny is they did do great with the CGI and practical effects mixture. The characters were also great. Some of the characters get sidelined a little more, like Glinda. Her two best friends now seem to work for her. We see them a little bit, but Madame Morrible is back, and we see more of her conniving ways. Michelle Yeoh, help me out here. How do you pronounce that? But she does great as Madame Morrible because she is pretty horrible. Jeff Goldblum is the Wizard. You don't like him. He's not a good dude, but it's also at times hard not to like him because he comes across so just genuine, which makes him so, I guess, dangerous. Do you know people in your lives like that? They seem so genuine and kind, but really in the background, they're sick monsters. They're wicked. Cynthia Erivo as Elphaba and Ariana Grande as Glinda. Once again, they nail it. Their musical pieces are off the charts. Off the charts. I'm not even sure what that means. Is that like when a top 20 is so good it's off the charts? Anyways, yeah, they were fantastic. It's like they were born to be in these roles. And then Jonathan Bailey as Fiyero. Charming. He plays his part super well. He's stuck in the middle, but trying to do what's right. And then we have Marissa Bode as Nessa and Ethan Slater as Bach. Bach. Me and Bach. You guys ever see that video with the dog, like the memes from the Bach? Anyone know what I'm talking about? Me and. If not, you should get on that bandwagon. It's pretty funny. Gosh, Nessa. How? Nessa. I hate Nessa. And hate's a strong word. Okay, I take it back. Mother taught me better. I strongly dislike Nessa. They do a great job in this movie at making you really dislike some characters, and Nessa would probably be my number one. That probably seems cruel since there is definitely probably other characters that are more evil, but frick, I do not like Nessa. Which shows the actress did a great job because she's not supposed to be likable. As for the other strengths in this movie, there's a great twist. Won't give that away yet, but I feel they presented it very well. Especially after seeing it in the play, I really like how the film did it. And then just an impactful ending. It's one of those movies that just hits you right in the chest. Now for some things that I think maybe weren't quite as good as the first film. Not even maybe, for me, they weren't quite as good. First, the comedy. And I get it, the second part isn't supposed to be quite as comedic. It is darker, they do have to wrap it up. But I really like the funny Glinda moments in the first film. We still get some of them in the second, but I definitely wasn't laughing as hard or as much in this one. And then the pacing felt, I don't know how to explain it. It felt kind of choppy, like it didn't flow, like a river just flowing down. Going with the ocean of the motion, smooth like lotion. Are you hearing what I'm coaxing? You get my notion? Sorry guys, I'm just practicing my freestyle. It flowed well enough, but definitely didn't feel like the first film. I mean, even today, a day after I saw the movie, I don't remember parts quite as well as I did right after I saw the first movie. And maybe that's just me, maybe I'm just not remembering things as well, but I think it has something to do with just the flow. And then the biggest part, the music. One of the biggest reasons people go to see the Broadway play, why we see these films, it's a musical. Of course we want the music to be good. And it was good. I enjoyed it, but it wasn't quite as memorable as the first film. Once again, the first film, there's multiple songs that just hit hard. Popular, the song that goes, ah. I can't remember the name of it, but love it. The one where Elphaba's singing about when at last she's going to see the wizard, and other ones. And the second one, I can maybe remember two if I try to think about it. And they were good songs, but man, it's really hard to compete with that first film and especially that finale. In the end though, this was a solid movie. I loved watching it. I'm actually debating reading the books after seeing this, but I've heard the Wicked books are pretty wicked. A little more TVMA compared to the PG rating that we got with this one. What are your thoughts though? Did you like Wicked for good? How does it compare to the first film? And do you think they should open up this franchise and world to give us more films or spin-offs? Once again, thanks for coming. Bathroom Movie Reviews, out.